Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna and I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark Canada and Poshmark US. Today I want to talk about Poshmark cases and more specifically about a case that I had opened last week. First of all, you know what? Returns happen, cases happen. It's part of our business that these things will happen. Buyers will be unhappy with what they've bought and they would like a refund. You know, it's part of doing business. I am fortunate that my return rate or my case opened rate is well below 0.5%. It's something that I have worked very hard on and I'm very proud of that. But you know what? I still know that cases happen. I know that I'm not going to make everybody happy. That being said, I had a case open on Thursday, March 24th for a pair of jeans. In the case, the buyer states that the jeans are in men's sizing, not women's, and they do not fit her. I was like, oh, did I list those jeans wrong? I know they were men's jeans. Did I accidentally list them as women's? So I went to the listing to check. They are listed under men's and they have measurements in the listing. So I respond to the buyer. I am so sorry that the jeans do not fit you. However, I did list them under men's and I provided measurements. I think really and truly that's cut and dry. She made a mistake, whatever. Buyer then responds that, yes, I know they're men's, but I did a brand search and they popped up in my search results. So at the time, I'm like, okay, that's really strange. So I just responded, yeah, that is really strange. Poshmark, why would that happen? Because at this point, I just want to engage Poshmark. I have since found out that when you do a search for whatever, and you use the feature My Size, you still have to filter by the category. If you leave it on all, then whatever that brand makes, you're going to get from every category. You know, from home to women's to men's to kids, whatever. So therefore, you still have to filter by women's if you want just women's sizing. So searching by your size isn't as important as searching by the category. I have since found that out. So she had said that, I had said, yes, that's strange. Poshmark, why would that happen? Then the buyer says, I thought it was strange too, so I went by your measurements and they're still too small. So this kind of made me think, so were they listed under women's? Did they show up in a search and you just bought them anyway? Or were my measurements off? Which one is it? And in none of this is she taking any responsibility for buying the wrong pair of jeans. Maybe she was looking for a pair of women's jeans and they popped up and she did not read the listing and she didn't read the measurements. She's only talking about measurements after I have said measurements. Not sure what's happening here. All I know is that I listed right and I stand behind my measurements because I've never had an issue with measurements. But I'm not engaging the customer anymore. I'm done with that. I just say, we're going to leave this up to Poshmark. Because I have faith in Poshmark. They're going to fix this. That all happened Thursday. Nothing happens. No notifications, nothing's happening. I don't see anything. And finally on Saturday morning, I was like, okay, there should be some movement. Something should be happening on this case. This is ridiculous. I go in, I look at the case, and Poshmark has requested photos from the buyer. I'm like, okay, I don't know what photos they're asking for. I'm not privy to that. But they're asking her for photos. And they asked her for photos Friday. This is now Saturday. No photos. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but if she is being asked for photos, I'm assuming that she's uploading them into the case discussion so that I can actually see and review them as well. Correct me if I'm wrong though. But there's no photos. Sunday comes, nothing. No movement, no photos, no nothing. And I'm like, okay, you know what? That was day 4. This is ridiculous. Like, come on. Monday morning comes and I've had enough. I want this resolved. I want my money released. I want something going on. So I comment on the case, basically saying, hey, Poshmark, has there been any progress in this situation? I would hope that a resolution would be coming shortly. I thought that was very professional way of saying, excuse me, can you get your butt in gear and get this done? Not 5 minutes later, the buyer responds, I just want my refund. I'm more than happy to send the pants back. They do not fit me. This is unfair. Poshmark is being unhelpful and ridiculous. I didn't respond to that. Obviously, I'm not getting into a back and forth with this buyer. To me, that is Poshmark's job, to teach her that she shouldn't be returning things for fit and she needs to read listings, whatever. Poshmark is being unhelpful. They are taking way too long. However, just above my Monday morning comment is that they requested photos. Obviously, she has not read that, because then she would have been providing photos. That's my reasoning anyway. And if she's not reading the case notes, then she's not reading the listings either. Okay. So we are now, that was Monday, day 5. We are now Tuesday. We're into day 6, and it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. So we're into day 6. I've decided that I'm going to email Poshmark support separately because I don't want to engage this buyer anymore. Not that she's being over the top with me. She's fine. I just don't want to engage with her, period. I reach out to Poshmark support and I say, I had a case opened. This is the order number. It happened Thursday. It is now day 6 and there's been no movement. Poshmark asked the buyer for photos on Friday, and as far as I can tell, she has not provided them. What is going on? How long does she get to provide photos? This should be resolved. I am a Posh Ambassador too, which should be getting me priority support. I am not getting priority support whatsoever on this. I am not happy. I need my funds either released or this resolved. I thought that was fairly professional. I didn't get into a lot of the nitty gritty and the he said, she said. And I didn't even talk about how I felt that the buyer was, doing something for fit. I figure Poshmark knows their job. That's what I'm hoping for. So, like I said, it's 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. There's been nothing. No resolution, no communication, nothing going on. I am not happy that it's taking them this long at all. This is ridiculous that they have taken this long to do anything about this. This buyer has changed her story or added to her complaint as time went on because she just wants to make sure she gets her refund. I am not accepting the pants back. I'm not saying to this buyer, yeah, you know what, I feel bad for you. Send them back. That's fine. No. This buyer is a seller. This buyer has been on the app for 2 years. They're not new. Therefore, she knows that she can't necessarily return for fit. So she's looking for another reason. If Poshmark finally makes a resolution, that's one thing. If they side with me and I have my money released and she has to deal with it, fine. I think right now that's probably the best possible solution for me. If they decide that they side with the buyer and she gets to send the pants back, I'm not going to be happy. I will be emailing them again because not only did she get to return something for fit because she did not read the listing, she is also taking that listing away from me. And by the time I get them back, it's going to be close to a month that I've been without that listing to actually sell. And they're jeans, and we're getting into warmer weather when jeans don't sell nearly as well. So I will not be happy. If they decide to do the famous side with both of us, where I get my funds released, she gets refunded, but she also gets to have the pants to reposh. I think that is wrong. Absolutely. If they're going to release my funds and she gets her money back, I want my pants back. I mean, maybe I'm being petty. I don't know. Because their way, she gets free pants that she gets to sell. And that's free inventory. I normally have my reposh settings set to on because most of my buyers are just buyers, they're not sellers. So part of the customer service, if something it doesn't quite fit right for them, it just makes it easier for them to sell it and get their money back. It's a customer service thing for me. I have now turned that off because I do not want this buyer using my photos. This buyer is not taking any responsibility for making a mistake, and I don't like that. I think that is wrong. I think a buyer like that, a seller like that, gives us all a bad name, and I'm not rewarding that. I will not block this buyer. I will not sell to this buyer again. Not that she's going to buy from me again, but I'm not going to sell to her. But I'm not going to block her yet, because if she gets to keep my pants and she's going to reposh them, I want to see if she uses screenshots of my photos. And if she does, then I will definitely be reporting that, because that is wrong. That is not good behavior at all. It's unethical, to say the least. But really and truly, with this whole thing, I'm not upset that a case was opened. It happens. I feel that I treated the buyer with respect and I kept it professional. And for the most part, so did she, in the sense of the language she used. She was not abusive. She was not nasty. So that's good. She did change her story, but that's, my judgment on that. The fact that we're into day 6 and there's been no resolution is wrong, is horribly wrong. I sell 24/7. I sell all weekend long. I sell in the middle of the night. If I am selling for your platform, then I need support whenever I am selling. Therefore, support needs to be there 24/7. This lack of support and the lack of timely support is a fail on Poshmark's side, and I'm not happy with it. So I think I've done what I can do with that. We'll see what happens. Hopefully in the next day, sooner rather than later, a resolution comes to pass. I will keep you updated on that. Thanks for listening. Have you ever had a case open that just went like that? I mean, am I being way petty? Should I have treated it differently? I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Until next time, give me a thumbs up, hit like and subscribe. I already said hit like, didn't I? Hit subscribe if you want. I'll see you next time. Bye.